differentiation in C1, you need to learn the formula that if y equals ax to the n, that if you differentiate it, it's nax to the n minus 1. In other words, you bring the power to the front and you reduce the power by 1. You'll also have the notation f of x is the function, and in that case the notation for the differential is f dash x equals nax to the n minus 1. A little bit of vocabulary. C1 differentiation falls under the heading calculus, and sometimes in the exam they will use the word calculus, so be aware that differentiation is part of calculus. So you need to learn the two different formulae, or you need to learn the formulae. So your gradient is or differential is the gradient of a curve at any point. Let's have a look at an example. Very simple example, y equals 5x to the 4. Bring the power to the front, which gives you 4 times 5x cubed, and then you tidy it up to give you 20x cubed. Make sure that you always label y equals and that you label dy by dx equals. When you get onto more complicated questions, labelling these will be really important. Couple of sort of special cases. If you've got a 5x, y equals 5x, y equals ax, when you differentiate you'll just get 5. And if you've got a constant, when you differentiate, that constant disappears. Watch out where you've got a number that's a fraction. So you might have something like y equals x to the 5 over 3. The best thing to do is to rewrite it first, and make sure you rewrite it clearly so that the third is the number. So it's a third x to the 5, and then it's easy to see. Bring the power to the front, becomes 5 over 3, reduce the power by 1. So if you've got numbers that are part of a fraction, separate them out before you begin. Watch out as well for negative powers. It's very easy when you take 1 away. Lots of people will take 1 away from minus 3 to give you minus 2. They'll just look at the 3 and go 2. So watch out for that. Power to the front, minus 3 times 4. And then when I do minus 3, take away 1, it gives me minus 4. If you've got brackets, your first step is always multiply out the bracket. So for this one, I've multiplied out 2x cubed, 6x squared, minus 6x, minus 18. So that's y equals, and then label dy by dx, and now apply the rule. So power to the front, and tidied it up, power to the front, the power comes down by 1, minus 6x just becomes a minus 6, and the minus 18 disappears. Where you've got roots, before you start, again you need to rewrite that. So the cube root is x to the third, square root is x to the half, and now you need to be particularly careful when you're taking away 1. A third minus 1 is minus 2/3. A half minus 1 is minus a half. So watch out for those powers. Fractions, you'll often get ones that are fractions. Where you've got a fraction over a common denominator, you need to split it into 2 separate fractions. So split up your common denominator. So I've got 5x to the 4 over 4x squared. I've got minus 2x over 4x squared. Then use your laws of indices to cancel down these powers. So x to the 4 over x squared becomes x squared. Remember, the number is separated out at the front. 2 over 4 is a half. And then x over x squared is x to the minus 1. Now that I've got it into that form, I can apply the rule. So power to the front, so it becomes 2 times 5 over 4x, 2 minus 1, the power is 1, it's just x. And for this one, a half, power to the front, look out for the sign, it's a negative 1, and take 1 off the power to give me negative 2. Tidy it up carefully. So I've got 5 over 2x, the 2 and the 4 cancel, and then I've got a minus times a minus, which becomes a plus, half x to the minus 2, and you might want to tidy that still further. X to the minus 2 is a 1 over x squared.